Hey guys, today we'll be discussing environmental chemistry. This is a pretty important chapter. We should be revised at the end. So I'm preparing this video now because like you have exam in kind of like 18 days. That's why it may help you, right? And this video is pretty enough for JEE mains or whatever entrance exam you're writing. Like all the points are covered from environmental chemistry. Environmental chemistry, biomolecules, polymers, these are more like memorizing stuff, more like biology stuff, like 5PC kids do that. And okay, now let's go to the point. So I already prepared short notes for you. DDT. So first know the full form of DDT. Dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. DDT is a kind of pesticide which pollutes the environment. Okay. Troposphere. Troposphere is the region up to 10 kilometers from sea level. And stratosphere is a region above troposphere, which is 10 to 50 kilometers above sea level. Okay. And ozone is present in stratosphere. This is the formula of O3. Ozone. It prevents 99.5% of UV radiations from sun. Okay. Now let's case study this. Tropospheric pollution is caused due to two kinds of pollutants: gaseous air pollutants and particulate air pollutants. You can check off the stuff here. You need to remember these things because you may get questions. If you check the PYQs of JEE mains, then you may find it like they may ask which is not the pollutant of tropospheric pollution, and they'll be giving options some gases. That's why you need to remember this. And now let's have a case study. Oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur. We get oxides of sulfur in the atmosphere due to the burning of fossil fuels. We burn fossil fuels to get the fuel, right? So during that process, we get sulfur. So sulfur dioxide, SO2, is released, and disease is caused by SO2. If it is present in low concentration, you get asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, irritation to eyes. And if it's present in high concentration, stiffness of flower buds. This may look simple to read, but this is actually a reason for not good yielding in the food. So if the flower buds get stiff, the life cycle will be unbalanced. So it will lose its balance. Okay, imbalance, I mean. Okay. Then uncatalyzed oxidation. So slow but sometimes polluted air catalysis. 2SO2 plus SO2, you get SO3. So this is a slow process as given, but this is also a pollutant. And in this way, you get all the other oxides of sulfur. You get SO3, then you get H2SO4, then oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen is like so much in the atmosphere, right? 78% is nitrogen. So this nitrogen reacts with oxygen at 1483 K and it gives NO. Okay, at high altitudes only. Okay, so NO then reacts with O3, ozone. So the NO formed in the troposphere goes to the stratosphere, like high altitudes. NO is formed at high altitudes. It then travels upper and upper distances and then goes to stratosphere. In stratosphere, as I said, we have O3, ozone. It reacts there and it forms NO2 and O2 is released. So this way ozone gets lesser and lesser. So if ozone gets lesser, it again leads to climate impact. Okay, so the irritant red haze in the traffic and congested place is due to this. Retards the rate of photosynthesis, damage the leaves, and it's also a lung irritant. It's a very dangerous thing, right? If you are interested in pollution, this is a very interesting subject for you. Wait a minute. So hydrocarbons. The next pollutant is hydrocarbons. It is formed because of incomplete combustion of fuel. Okay, I'll ask you a question. If the fossil fuel is burned, what is released? Sulfur. And if it is incompletely combusted, then we get hydrocarbons. So then we get, it is carcinogenic. It is cause of cancer. Carcinogenic substances are like cancer causing substances. It harms plants by aging and breakdown of tissues, shedding of leaves, flowers and twigs. Like sulfur, oxides of sulfur are like they cause what? They cause something called stiffness of flower buds. And this agent, so oxides of carbon monoxide, that is CO, this is also oxide of carbon, highly poisonous, more serious air pollutant, colorless and odorless, blocks the delivery of oxygen to organs and tissues, and due to incomplete combustion of carbon in automobiles and coal mines and vehicles, we get this carbon monoxide. Why is it poisonous? Because CO binds to hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin, which is 300 times more stable than oxyhemoglobin complex. In blood, when it becomes 3 to 4%, oxygen carrying capacity is greatly reduced. In pregnancy, this causes premature births, deformed babies, and abortions. Okay. So this is the thing. Then I'm going to the next page. Carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide, the formula CO2, it's 0.03% in the atmosphere, released by respiration, burning of fossil fuels, decomposition of limestone during manufacturing of cement and volcanic eruptions. Troposphere, it is present in troposphere, of course, and it's a major thing for the global warming. Global warming and greenhouse effect. So we came to the actual one. This is very important for the chapter. In the chapter, plants and warm soil emits infrared radiations. Greenhouse gases. CO2, CH4, water vapor, nitrous oxide, CFCs, ozone. These are all greenhouse gases. CH4 formed when vegetation is burnt in absence of oxygen. Okay, and CFCs, AC, air conditioning, release the chlorofluorocarbons, and NO by chemical fertilizers. And acid decomposition, melting of polar ice caps are the issues we get by global warming. So when polar ice caps are melted, then the boundaries of the oceans expand. So when the boundaries of oceans expand, it results to the drowning of islands. So many islands are drowning in the water because of the expansion of the ocean bodies, which is a result of global warming. And then acid rain, H2SO4 and HNO3. Due to increase in content of SO2 and NO2, we get acid rain. Normal rain pH is 5.6, while acid rain pH is less than 5.6. So when SO2, the SO2 is released when the fossil fuels are burnt, right? This SO2 reacts with oxygen in the atmosphere and also water, and then forms H2SO4. That is a very dangerous acid, concentrated H2SO4, sulfuric acid. And this NO2. NO2 reacts with O2 and forms 4HNO3, that is nitric acid. This both falls in the rain and destroys the monuments. Like Taj Mahal even faced the problem. And right, CaCO3, Taj Mahal is made up of calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate, when reacts with nitric acid, it forms CaSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. This is marble cancer. We call it marble cancer in short. And lusterless. This makes the monument look lusterless and discolored. So the attraction is lost with acidic rain. Then you know that affects the tourism. And in 1995, there was action plan issued in Agra, Firozabad, Madura and Bharatpur to prevent this marble cancer. So warning was to Mathura refineries. It was to replace coal or oil with LPG or CNG, because there are some good gases, like comparatively they make less pollution. So low sulfur content diesel should be used. So these kind of things are issued by the government, but who follows it, right? And next, particulate pollutants. So particulate pollutants are like two types, viable and non-viable. Viable are bacteria, fungi and molds. Non-viable are smoke, garbage, dust, mists and fumes. The effect of particulate pollutants are largely dependent on particle size. Okay, and if it is if it is greater than 5 microns, then it lodges into nasal passage. If it is about 1 micron, it enters to lungs easily. And lead is a major air pollutant, interferes with development and maturation of red blood cells. And then smog. Smog is a mixture of smoke plus fog plus SO2. You can look into the Delhi's case. In Delhi, there's a lot of smog every day. Like literally, the roads are covered with smog and people can't see the vehicles, and it actually makes people to wear masks because there's a lot of pollution, and also it is a reason for accidents in Delhi. So in smog there are two types of smogs again: classical smog and photochemical smog. This is a very important question because it actually is a very important PYQ. Like it was a PYQ for 2 to 3 times if you check it. So smoke plus fog plus SO2 is the classical fog. Reducing occurs in cool, humid climate. It occurs with reduction, occurs in cool, humid climate. And photochemical smog. Yeah, question was asked based on photochemical smog. Photochemical smog occurs in warm, dry and sunny climate. Forms due to the action of sunlight on unsaturated hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxides produced by automobiles and factories. Has high amount of oxidizing agents. This is the reducing agent, this is the oxidizing agent. Okay. Next. Two pollutants, hydrocarbons and nitric oxide. Here chain reaction at high levels. So when nitric oxide is formed, it becomes NO2. NO2 on HV, on energy they form NO plus NO2. So when NO forms NO2 by absorbing sunlight, and O3, O plus O2. Yeah, because of NO2. NO2 reacts with O3 and forms oxygen. We already discussed in the first page if you remember. Okay, you can go back and check it if you want. And ozone is toxic. NO2 is oxidizing agent, strong. Both NO2 and O3 react with unburned hydrocarbons and produce chemicals such as formaldehyde, acrolein, peroxyl acetyl nitrate, PAN. So CH4, that is methane, reacts with ozone and forms formaldehyde. And acrolein, this is acrolein and this is peroxy nitrates. Just check out the formulas for a glance. Okay, and the effects of photochemical smog. Photochemical smog contains ozone, acrolein, NO, PAN and formaldehyde. This is a very important question because they have asked like what are the contents of photochemical smog. Remember, ozone, acrolein, NO, PAN, formaldehyde. What is NO? It is nitric oxide. Okay, it causes what? O3 and PAN are eye irritants. O3 and NO irritates nose, throat, headache, chest pain, dryness of throat, cough, difficulty in breathing, and cracking in rubber, damage to plant life, corrosion of metal, stones, rubber, painted surface. So a question was asked, I remember, what causes cracking in rubber? It is nothing but photochemical smog. Okay, it can be controlled by converters in vehicles are used which prevent release of nitrogen oxide, that is nitric oxide, and hydrocarbons. And Pinus, Symphoris, Queris, I don't know how to pronounce them, can metabolize nitrogen oxide, so their plantation is required. So these are the effects and that is a way to control it. So we have discussed tropospheric pollution so far. It is caused by some particulate pollutants and some gaseous air pollutants, and we have discussed about smog. We discussed how NO2 and SO2 cause global warming and acid rain. Okay, we have discussed everything. Just look back in the video afterwards and you can play with 2x and you can recall all the things. And then stratospheric pollution. Stratosphere is a layer above the troposphere. It is like 10 to 50 kilometers above the sea level. Okay, 10 to 50, 50. Okay, then stratospheric pollution. What is the main content of stratosphere? Stratosphere contains ozone, like more ozone. Ozone layer is located in the stratosphere. So this ozone layer helps the earth. In what way? It protects us from highly dangerous UV rays. Okay, when O2 passes through this UV, it forms O plus O. Okay, this O plus O2, this formed O oxide, reacts with oxygen again and gives O3. Okay, this is the way ozone is formed. Ozone is thermodynamically unstable. So depletion of ozone layer due to CFCs. CFCs are also called freons, chlorofluorocarbons. Depletion of ozone layer takes place, and we had discussed already that CFCs are released due to air conditioning. We use ACs in our homes, especially during summer, because we can't even survive in the hot humid summer. Okay, ACs are not the solution, but becoming a vegan, protecting the environment, and reducing the use of some certain kind of materials may help, not the ACs. Okay, ACs actually increases in a long run. Increases what? Increases CFCs, increases the pollution, increases the global warming. Okay, now once CFCs are released in atmosphere, they mix with atmospheric gases and reach stratosphere and gets broken by UV. Okay, CF2Cl2 is broken into Cl plus F2Cl, and the Cl reacts with O3 and forms ClO plus O2. So here O3 is, ozone layer is damaged because it reacts with chlorine and it forms some other compounds. So when ozone decreases, UV rays directly enter into the earth. I guess you got the point. Okay, now let's go to the next page. The chlorine radicals are continuously generated and causes the breakdown of O3. Okay, I already told you that. Ozone hole. In summer, especially in Antarctica, NO2 and CH4 react with ClO and Cl2. ClO plus N2 gives ClO NO2, and Cl plus CH4 gives you CH3 plus HCl. In winter, polar stratospheric clouds, ClO NO2 formed gets hydrolyzed to form hypochlorous acid. Gives a reaction. It reacts with HCl to give Cl2. This is not that much important, and I guess, yeah. So, but just remember them. Just look at them once because it is for safety. And sunlight returns back in spring. Sun's warmth breaks up the clouds. Okay, like nothing is there to explain here. You should just look at the reactions. And then the effects of depletion of ozone layer. It causes cancer, killing of phytoplanktons. It may lead to the breakdown in life cycle. So imbalance in the nature due to killing of phytoplanktons. And harmful mutation of cells in plants, increases evaporation of surface water in stomach of leaves, decreases moisture content of soil, and paints and fibers fade faster. Next, I'm sorry for the camera issues. The amount of oxygen required by bacteria to break down organic matter present in certain volume of sample is BOD. This is a very important topic, so listen carefully. I'll explain you again. The amount of oxygen required by the bacteria to break down organic matter. So bacteria breaks down the organic matter using oxygen, and the amount of oxygen required by bacteria to break down this organic matter is present in certain volume of sample, which is called BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. Okay. So remember this because it's very important. You have lots of questions based on this. If concentration of DO is below 6 ppm, growth of fish gets inhibited. If concentration of DO is below 6 ppm, okay, parts per million, growth of fish gets inhibited. Just remember this point, okay? And next, water pollution. Point source, easily identified source or place of pollution. Causes. Okay, we have discussed air pollution. In air pollution, there are two parts, troposphere and stratosphere. So we have discussed them completely. And now water pollution. Causes, pathogens. Pathogens are nothing but disease causing organisms or microbes. Source, domestic sewage, animal excreta. Human excreta contains this I don't know how to read this, how to pronounce this. This causes astro and intestinal diseases. And second is organic waste, which are leaves, grass, and trash. Bacteria decomposes organic matter, consuming O2. O2 in water is limited in cold water. DO is 10 ppm in air, 2 lakh ppm. In cold water, DO is 10 ppm, I'm sorry. In air, it is 2 lakh ppm. That is 200,000 ppm. So, depletion occurs with even less bacteria. So, DO is generally in cold water is 10 ppm. But due to the pollution, it gets below 6 ppm and the growth of fish gets inhibited. The life cycle is destroyed. See, one thing is getting related to some other thing. Everything is something bound with chains. So that's why doing a single mistake may lead to the death, complete death. Yeah, death of everything. So clean water have BOD valued. What is BOD? Just look at the biochemical oxygen demand. So just remember the full form too. Biochemical oxygen demand. In clean water it is less than 5 ppm. In highly polluted water, BOD value is greater than or equal to 17 ppm. Okay, just remember this, very important. I'm saying 17 ppm, 5 ppm in clean water, less than 5 ppm. I mean, okay, now SI for drinking water. Drinking water should be tested for fluoride ion concentration. SI, it is like international standards for drinking water. Like what is eligible for drinking water. Like what kind of water can be consumed, which is like okay, safe. First, it should be tested for fluoride ion concentration. Its deficiency can cause tooth decay. Hence, soluble fluoride is often added to water up to 1 ppm. Okay, it makes enamel harder by converting hydroxypatate, 3Ca3PO4 to CaOH2. One question was asked based on this, so look at the formula. Ca3PO4 taken twice, CaOH taken twice, into harder fluoropatate, oh my god, 3Ca3PO4 taken twice, CaF2. So nothing but just replacing CaOH taken twice with CaF2, okay? But if fluoride concentration is higher than 2 ppm, only 1 ppm is added. If it is more than 2 ppm, it is dangerous to bones and teeth. The irony is, it is helpful for making the enamel harder. But if it is in greater amounts, then it can destroy the teeth and bones. Okay? Report in Rajasthan. Yeah, like in newspaper you can see people get many diseases due to the weakness in bones due to the fluoride, due to the excessive fluoride in the water. It is really sad thing. Lead. So first, it should be tested for fluoride ion concentration. Then next, lead. Next comes the lead. Water gets contaminated. If it passes through lead pipes, it can damage kidney, liver, reproductive system. Prescribed upper limit concentration 50 ppb, 50 parts per billion. Okay, lead should be in the amount of 50 parts per billion. Next comes the sulfate. Sulfate it must be less than 500 ppm in water. If it is less than 500 ppm in water, it causes laxative effect. I'm really sorry for reading wrong. Next comes the nitrate. Maximum limit is 50 ppm. Excess causes blue baby syndrome. Methemoglobin emia. Okay, I don't know, it is some blood related disease. Excess causes blue baby syndrome. Maximum limit 50 ppm. Okay. What is the cause of blue baby syndrome? It is nitrate. Just remember it. See here I wrote the metal. Iron, manganese, aluminium, copper, zinc. And their maximum concentration 0.2, 0.05, 0.2, 3 and 5. And here I wrote cadmium. It is 0.05 parts per million. Okay. Remember this table. Just look at once before the day of the exam. Because like if you read now and if you leave it completely, then it is a waste of time. because you may not remember, you may not memorize in the exam. That's why read it before the day of exam. And next, chemical pollutants, metals, acids, raw salt. So for water pollution, the third part is chemical pollutants like metals, water soluble pollutants, causes kidney damage, liver, CNS. Pesticides, petroleum products, polychlorinated biphenyls. These are all chemical pollutants. The bacteria that feed on biodegradable detergent uses up DO, resulting to aquatic life death. Okay. If oxygen is like not in sufficient amounts, we had discussed it here, right? I'll read it once again. The amount of oxygen required by bacteria to break down organic matter present in certain volume of sample is BOD. Okay. BOD must be, wait, I'll tell you later. Fertilizers contain phosphate, which enhances algae growth. Thus, bloom-infested water inhibits growth of other living organisms. This process in which nutrient-enriched water bodies support a dense plant population, which kills animal life by reducing DO content and results to subsequent loss of biodiversity. So, like, the life cycle is balanced by different kinds of things. So, the organic matter and the plant matter, which is in the sea, is broke down by bacteria using oxygen. So if the oxygen levels are less in the sea, then bacteria can't break the organic matter. Then organic matter gets excessive, and if the plant life gets more in the sea, then animal life automatically will decrease because of imbalance. So this may lead to the subsequent loss of biodiversity. It even will affect the humans. So this is called eutrophication. I guess you understood the point. And soil pollution. So we had discussed air pollution, we had discussed the water pollutions. Now we'll discuss soil pollution. Soil pollution, pesticides. First, nicotine was used as a pesticide. After World War II, DDT. We had discussed the spelling, we had discussed the full form. DDT is dichlorophenyl trichloroethane. Okay. This was used during World War. So first nicotine was used, then it was replaced by DDT. Now herbicides. Nicotine, DDT, herbicides. These are all toxic. At each tropic level, the pollutants gets 10 times concentrated. Tropic levels, I guess you know what is tropic levels. Tropic level is like first herbivores, next comes the like first small insects, right? First comes the grass, like plant life. This plant life is consumed by herbivores. Herbivores are consumed by carnivores. So this is like each tropic level. Then comes waste recycling. Fuel obtained from plastic waste is green fuel. It is high octane rating. And strategies to control environmental pollution. Waste management, collection and dispersal, composite bit. Okay, soil pollution is majorly due to pesticides and industrial waste. Pesticides I told you, nicotine, DDT and herbicides. Industrial waste, biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable is which decomposes in the soil. Non-biodegradable is like plastic which don't mix with the soil. Like it takes like 500 years or more to get decomposed in the soil. So they are all non-biodegradable. Biodegradable are like banana peels, orange peels and everything. And now let's discuss waste recycling. Let's come down. Like these are all green chemistry. Green chemistry, okay, this is up to soil pollution. Green chemistry. Green chemistry is like utilizing the scientific knowledge in protecting our environment. So it is first by E.S. Chavin, Robert H. Grubbs and Richard R. Strock. They introduced metasis, ways of rearranging groups of atoms within molecules, which reduce potential hazardous waste through smarter production. So ways of rearranging groups of atoms within molecules, it may lead to the reduction of potential hazardous waste through smarter production. So this is metasis. It is introduced by these three scientists. So this is an example of green chemistry. And next we have discussed waste recycling. Bleaching of paper. Cl2 was used earlier, now replaced by H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. Okay, this in a way is less pollutant than Cl2. Okay, synthesis of chemicals, CH3CHO, ethanol. Next, dry cleaning of clothes. Earlier Cl2C, that is trichloroethane, was used as solvent for dry cleaning. Now it's carcinogen and contaminates groundwater. It means it causes cancer and it also contaminates groundwater. Earlier this was used, that is trichloroethane. Now it is replaced by liquid CO2. H2O2 is also used for bleaching clothes. So this kind of stuff help the environment, like they pollute in a lesser way than earlier. And last, cost effective approach involves reduction in material waste generation and energy consumption. So this is all important stuff in environmental chemistry. Like we discussed 1, 2, 3 pages. So 3 pages and environmental chemistry is completely done. All you need to remember is, like, most important points are in troposphere, like what is the region of troposphere, what is the region of stratosphere. You need to remember those, and you should remember the gases, oxides of sulfur, like what are the causes, disease causing by them. This is caused by them. I'm really sorry for wrong pronunciation and everything. And like how can they be controlled? And then stratosphere, ozone depletion, everything. These are so important. Global warming and greenhouse effect. Photochemical smog is so important. You need to just remember it. And then we have discussed about what else? Water pollution. And BOD is so important here. Biochemical oxygen demand. And also international standards for drinking water, like fluoride, lead. This is important. Hydroxyfluoride is converted into harder fluoropatite. And also green chemistry and soil pollution. Okay, just remember the photochemical smog, BOD, and maximum concentration, ppm. Okay, and oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen. And what else? Their disease caused by them. And what about clean water and highly polluted water? Okay, these things are so important. Eutrophication, like we can't predict the questions properly. Everything should be revised thoroughly before the exam, like twice or thrice. Like it hardly takes half an hour to revise this chapter. Like this video is just 33 minutes. Okay, bye guys. Hope you enjoy this video. This much is really enough for environmental chemistry. After watching this video, please do the PYQs. Please solve the PYQs. Then you may get some confidence. Okay, bye for now. I'll make another video on your demand. Please comment below. Bye.